You're watching News Channel 11 in your corner this morning.
It's a bit of a cloudy morning here in the Tri-Cities. Today is Sunday, July 31st. Thanks for waking up to News Channel 11 and ABC Tri-Cities this morning as you take a live look over Johnson City as you start your day with us. Good morning, I'm Callie Durham. Here's a look at some of the stories heading your way during our next half hour. Today is the last day to take advantage of tax-free school supplies in Tennessee. And a salon in the Tri-Cities wants to help kids look their best before classes begin. Those details coming up. And keeping an eye on local politics, come November, voters in Washington County, Tennessee will have more to consider than just who will be president. The qualifying deadline for candidates to appear on the November ballot in Washington County races was at noon on Thursday, and there are 3 new faces seeking a seat on the Johnson City Commission. Virginia's Supreme Court has ruled against an executive order from Governor Terry McAuliffe that restored voting rights to more than 200,000 felons. The Supreme Court of Virginia said the order was unconstitutional. It also said Governor McAuliffe overstepped his power. A postal worker is recovering from minor burns after making contact with a package that was leaking a questionable substance. Post office employees were evacuated following the incident so that the FBI and a postal inspector could investigate and test the suspicious piece of mail. We're now just a few days away from the highly anticipated Battle at Bristol game, where Bristol Motor Speedway will be packed with over 150,000 college football fans. The Tennessee Volunteers will take on the Virginia Tech Hokies for the historic showdown. That's also when District Attorney General Barry Staubis says he will announce whether he's seeking the death penalty, life without parole, or life in prison. One local food truck will be absent from streets until investigators find the person who stole it from a Johnson City parking lot. The search for the Noli Napper is generating a buzz across the community. It's actually one of our most shared stories on our WJHL Facebook page. 37 people are behind bars as a result of a drug bust in Morristown. The Morristown Police Department and other agencies arrested 37 out of 79 people as part of Operation Ice Blaster. But first, our top story this morning: about 1,500 Johnson City Power Board customers are still without power this morning. Here's a look at the latest outage map. New this morning, 20 people have been arrested on charges related to sex trafficking and online exploitation of children in both Tennessee and Georgia. This week, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, along with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, conducted Operation Watchful Guardians. Agents in both those states investigated and prosecuted people accused of being sex traffickers and online predators. This morning, officials in Washington County, Virginia, are still trying to figure out why a man shot at 2 of his relatives before taking his own life. A new study is linking tumors in rats to exposure to cell phone radiation, but the study is raising more questions than answers and is being challenged by some. Edward Lawrence has more from Los Angeles. This morning is the grand opening of Gabe's, a new retail store in Johnson City. Gabe's will be providing around 100 jobs to the Tri-Cities area. You can find Gabe's on Sunset Drive next to Kroger. And as you say, we could still get a little bit more.
Just a little bit more.
Well, Curtis is actually outside right now. Let's go ahead and turn to Curtis. Curtis, what's things looking like out there? You're actually still braving the weather. How are things looking?
Yeah, looking pretty good, Callie.
A young boy is expected to make a full recovery after doctors say he was internally decapitated during a car crash. His family is thanking a good Samaritan who held his head perfectly still until paramedics arrived. I spoke with folks in Greene County today who say that they're not happy that U.S. Nitrogen has been permitted to pump water from the plant to the Nolichucky River for the past 2 years. And as the plant's permit is up for reissuance this month, community members tell me they hope their concerns will make a difference.
Our problem is what they're going to put back in the river.
Donahue Bible is the president of a group called Save the Nolichucky. He also owns around 100 acres of riverfront property on the Nolichucky River and says he's concerned that U.S. Nitrogen's plant processes could be hazardous to the environment.
Environmental impact study has never been done. They refuse to do that. TDEC has said that they don't need to do that. And what they say is going into it, and what's going into it is what we don't know what it is.
A spokesperson for U.S. Nitrogen tells me that no environmental impact study has been performed in this case because it is not required by TDEC. She stated that all guidelines are being followed in accordance with the current permit, yet citizens like Chuck Price say more should be done.
I don't want to see anybody get sick over this stuff because it could have been prevented.
Bible says the water U.S. Nitrogen sends back into the Nolichucky could be especially harmful to surrounding communities.
People on the Nolichucky River on the Cocke County side all have wells over there. There's no public water service to them, and their groundwater has a good chance of being polluted by what goes in that river.
Bible says he's glad TDEC is extending the deadline for more public input, but fears it won't be enough to make a difference.
I think this whole thing was cut and dried 5 years ago. I don't think anything the public says at this point will have any impact on it. They're just, it's a smoke and mirrors situation at this point.
Callie Durham reporting for News Channel 11 in your corner.